Do you really understand Sigma females, or are you falling for common myths? Many men make the same 8 foolish assumptions that completely miss the mark. Stick around as we decode these misconceptions and reveal the truth behind what it truly means to be a Sigma. Look, a Sigma female isn't here to impress anyone. She moves alone, thinks sharp, and carries herself like she knows exactly who she is. And honestly, that alone rattles a lot of men, especially the ones who aren't used to women who stand firm in their power. Some guys look at a Sigma and get confused. They can't process a woman who isn't asking for validation, doesn't need attention, and isn't chasing anyone. So they start talking. A lot. And most of it sounds, well, kinda ridiculous. Here's the problem. Stupid men, yeah, the ones who don't think before they speak, always try to explain Sigma females like they're decoding some mystery, but they're not studying her. They're projecting their own fears. Here's why it's important to know what they say. It reminds you to keep your distance. 1. You're too intimidating for most men. Let's be real. This is just their excuse. It's their way of backing away without admitting they feel inadequate. It's never about you being too much. It's about them being too little for what you actually require. No, you're not intimidating. You are just operating at a higher frequency. You carry yourself with confidence that doesn't need external validation. This confuses them because they are used to women looking for approval. When you stand alone, powerful and self-contained, they don't know where they fit in. They feel their role as the provider or protector is unnecessary, and honestly, it is. They're just easily intimidated by a woman who doesn't need them to feel complete. This isn't a flaw in your personality. It's a measure of their maturity level. It's a massive filter for weak energy. A big difference, and it's a them problem, not a you problem. This phrase is a classic red flag. It's a projected insecurity. They see your ambition, your sharp intelligence, and your ability to manage your life without needing constant input, and they label it intimidating. That word doesn't describe your energy. It describes their fear. Your independence challenges their fundamental understanding of gender roles. They expected you to wait for a hero. Instead, you built your own fortress. They don't know how to approach a woman who is already the main character of her own story, so they revert to saying you're too much instead of admitting they aren't enough. Think about it. When you speak your mind clearly, they call it aggressive. When you set firm boundaries, they call it rigid. When you decline an invitation because you value your quiet time, they call you cold. These aren't criticisms of your character. They are reports on their own discomfort. Your self-sufficiency threatens their need to feel essential. A stupid man needs to feel necessary to define his worth. A Sigma female is already complete. You don't ask for permission. You don't seek validation. You just execute your vision. That level of focused, quiet power is naturally going to shake the foundation of someone who is still relying on outdated social scripts. You see the world clearly. You analyze people quickly. You don't waste time on surface-level conversation or drama. This efficiency and self-awareness is mistaken for arrogance or hostility, but it's not. It's just efficiency. Your time is valuable. You recognize it, and you treat it that way. The man who truly gets you will call your focus inspiring or admirable. The stupid man calls it intimidating. Pay attention to the language people use around your success and your solitude. It tells you everything you need to know about them. A secure, quality man will match your energy, not try to minimize it. He won't be scared of your light. He'll stand in the light with you. The phrase, too intimidating, is simply code for, I'm not mature enough to handle a woman who is my equal, or frankly, my superior. So, when you hear this, don't feel bad. Feel affirmed. Your independence is working exactly as it should be. It's keeping the small-minded energy far away from your orbit. It's protecting your peace. It's an invisible barrier keeping you safe from unnecessary distraction. You are the gold standard, and not everyone is equipped to handle gold. Keep shining. Keep being the kind of woman who requires excellence. Let them be intimidated. It's the highest compliment they can pay you. It means you're winning the game without even needing to play by their rules. That silent, self-assured power is the biggest truth. It is the real story. 2. Sigma females should try to be more social. But there's a problem. This statement fundamentally misunderstands the Sigma nature. They think your solo time is a problem that needs fixing. They see you thriving alone and assume it's a temporary state of deprivation. They assume you must be missing out on something essential because you aren't constantly surrounded by a crowd. This is their extroverted bias showing, and it's totally clueless. Your quiet time isn't a deficit, it's a necessary resource. It's where you recharge, process, and develop those brilliant plans no one else knows about yet. For a Sigma female, solitude is sacred. It's the highest form of self-care. It's not about being antisocial, it's about being deeply selective. You prioritize quality interactions over constant noise. A stupid man cannot comprehend the richness of your internal world. He doesn't get that you can be alone without ever being bored. Your mind is your playground, your sanctuary, and your laboratory. You don't need external stimuli to feel valuable or engaged. That's where you draw your power from. When they say, be more social, what they really mean is, be more accessible to me, or act more like the women I am used to seeing. They want you to conform to the standard, highly visible model of femininity, but you broke that mold a long time ago. They don't get that your peace is your power. Your silence is a sign of deep thought, not emptiness. You are constantly observing, synthesizing information, and building your next move in the background. If you were constantly out, constantly chatting, constantly available, you wouldn't be able to achieve the level of focus required for your goals. That constant need for external socializing is a form of dependency. You, on the other hand, are completely self-reliant in your happiness. This throws the stupid man off balance. He cannot control what he cannot access. And since your inner life is closed off to him, he feels compelled to try and draw you out. He views your preference for meaningful one-on-one connections over large, shallow groups as a weird eccentricity. He tries to fix it by inviting you to crowded, draining events, but you know better. You know that forced socialization just diminishes your energy reserves. It takes you away from the projects and passions that actually fuel you. So when they suggest you need to be more social, recognize it as an invitation to downgrade your lifestyle. Recognize it as an attempt to dilute your unique energy. The smart woman, the Sigma woman, understands that networking and connection happen when she chooses, on her terms, and with her chosen few. It's targeted interaction, not random mingling. Your social battery lasts longer and charges faster because you protect it fiercely. Your ability to self-regulate and find contentment alone is a sign of immense emotional maturity. Don't ever let anyone mistake your selective nature for an issue that needs correction. Your introverted independence is a strength, a shield, and a superpower. Keep choosing your peace over their noise. That choice is what makes you exceptional. You don't belong to the crowd. You lead your own life, beautifully and unapologetically in your own chosen space. This self-contained existence is intimidating to them, so they suggest a cure that would only make you weaker. Don't fall for it. Never compromise your solitude for their comfort. Hey, if you're nodding along to this, hit that like button right now. Let me know we're on the same frequency. Moving on to the next ridiculous thing. 3. Why are you always so mysterious? This is what they ask when they realize they can't easily figure you out. They feel entitled to an explanation for your every move. You're not trying to be mysterious. You just don't feel the need to overshare your whole life story to every random person. That's the core difference. A stupid man equates being understandable with being available. He expects open books, but you are a carefully curated library. You understand the power of privacy. You know that once you share information, you lose control over it. The Sigma female guards her details fiercely, and that lack of instant access drives some people crazy. They are used to people spilling their guts within the first 10 minutes of meeting. But your life is not reality TV. You reserve your depth for those who are worthy of it. Sharing your thoughts and dreams is an intimate act, not a casual greeting. When they call you mysterious, it's a symptom of their impatience. They want the climax without reading the chapters. They want the answers without earning your trust. This impatience shows a lack of respect for your boundaries. They believe your quiet demeanor implies a hidden plot or a secret agenda. They don't understand that sometimes the simple truth is that you're just processing information and deciding what, if anything, needs to be said. Your silence is often a form of quality control. You're assessing the situation, analyzing the person in front of you, and making sure your words will be impactful, not just noise. You speak when you have something valuable to contribute, not just to fill the quiet air. This careful curation of communication is what they label mysterious. But it's actually discipline, it's intelligence in action. You understand that true power lies in holding your own counsel. You are not obligated to entertain their curiosity or satisfy their need for constant disclosure. Your personal journey, your future plans, and your deepest aspirations are for you and your trusted few. They are not public property. The stupid man cannot tolerate ambiguity. He needs everything to be neatly packaged and labeled. Your complexity and self-possession resist his easy definitions, and when he can't label you, he calls you mysterious as a way to dismiss your depth. It's easier for him to assume you are hiding something sinister than to accept that you are simply a private person with a rich inner life that doesn't concern him. They see your independence and assume there must be a secret weapon. The secret weapon is just your mind, your self-control, and your unwillingness to perform for others. Your refusal to overshare protects your energy and your focus. It prevents external influence from contaminating your goals. So let them call you mysterious. It means you are winning the boundary game. It means you are operating on a level of discretion they can't touch. It means you have successfully preserved the quiet, powerful core of who you are. This is a badge of honor for the Sigma female. It shows you know exactly what information is too valuable to be wasted on the wrong audience. 4. Sigma females need a man to really succeed. Look at this. This one is vintage foolishness. This archaic belief stems from deep insecurity and a refusal to acknowledge female capability. It's the ultimate patriarchal hang-up. They cannot fathom a woman reaching the heights of success purely through her own grit and intellect. They always have to insert themselves into the narrative, even if they were nowhere near the action. It's their attempt to claim a sliver of your achievement. They see your independence as a temporary detour, believing a man is the required final destination for true legitimacy. They think your career, your finances, or your stability must be underpinned by a male figure, past or present. This perspective completely erases your hard work and your strategic genius. You built your empire alone, thanks. You didn't need a man to sign the paperwork, fund the startup, or give you permission to innovate. You researched, you strategized, and you executed, often while they were still trying to figure out where to park. The truth is, your success is completely self-generated. It is a testament to your own resourcefulness and discipline. This level of self-sufficiency is terrifying to the stupid man. It removes his inherent value proposition. If you can handle your own life, your own money, and your own complex problems, where does that leave him? He needs to believe you are only half a success without his presence. He needs that illusion of necessity to feel important. But the Sigma female doesn't deal in illusions. She deals in results. Your portfolio, your reputation, and your freedom speak for themselves. You are the architect of your destiny. You are the chief executive of your own life. The only thing you needed a man for was maybe to hold the ladder while you painted the ceiling. And frankly, you probably just hired someone better for that. When you hear this comment, it's proof that your success is so significant, they can't mentally process it without attributing some of it to a traditional external source. It's easier for them to believe a man helped than to believe a woman did it all by herself. It's a sad reflection of their limited worldview, not a comment on your abilities. Understand this: the only thing a Sigma female needs to succeed is her own brain and her fierce desire for autonomy. She is her own safety net, her own mentor, and her own biggest investor. Your independence is not a phase, it's a foundation. So, when they suggest you need a man, smile. Let them know you've already filled that role. Your biggest partner in success is the woman you see in the mirror. Your power is inherent, not delegated. Keep building, keep conquering, and let the fools keep talking about their unnecessary prerequisites. Your self-made reality is the best comeback. Look at this. This one is vintage foolishness. You built your empire alone. Thanks. Your success is self-made. Proof that independence is the ultimate power move. 5. You seem lonely, don't you? This is another classic misinterpretation. They look at your solitude and project their own fears onto you. You're not lonely, you're choosy. There's a massive difference between alone and lonely. Being alone is a physical state, often a deliberate choice for the Sigma female. Being lonely is an emotional state, a feeling of disconnection. You are perfectly connected to your goals, your values, and your rich inner life. The stupid man assumes that if you aren't surrounded by people, you must be suffering from a lack of companionship. He fails to grasp that you see your time as currency. You guard it fiercely. You refuse to spend it on shallow interactions that drain your energy and offer no real value. You understand that low-quality company is far more exhausting than being alone. Your solitude is not a consequence of being unwanted. It's a commitment to self-prioritization. It is the necessary space where you calibrate your life and strategize your next move. For the Sigma, being alone is a superpower. It allows for undistracted growth and deep self-reflection. When they ask this, they are betraying their own inability to sit comfortably with themselves. They need constant external validation and noise to feel whole. You don't. You are whole already. You choose who enters your orbit, and those people must meet your high standards for authenticity and intelligence. This makes you choosy, not isolated. Tell them, I am not lonely, I am exclusive. That should clear things up. This question is a direct challenge to your contentment. They want to poke a hole in your self-sufficiency. They want to find the vulnerability that will make you need them. But you don't offer that satisfaction. Your independence is frustrating to them because it leaves them powerless. They cannot rescue you because you are not in distress. You are simply in control. A woman who is comfortable in her own company is the most powerful force there is. She is immune to manipulation based on fear of abandonment. Your peace is your fortress, and you are the gatekeeper. 6. Sigma females think they're better than everyone else. This is the accusation lobbed by those who feel inferior in your presence. It's their emotional response to the fact that you maintain strong boundaries and high personal standards. You don't think it. You just choose quality over quantity. That's not arrogance. That's knowing your value. Your standards reflect your self-respect. When you choose to walk away from drama, gossip, or unproductive activities, they interpret your disengagement as superiority. They see your refined taste in friends, conversations, and pursuits, and they feel personally excluded. They mistake your careful selectivity for a judgment on them as people. This is their interpretation, not your intent. The truth is, Sigma females are not focused on competing with or comparing themselves to others. Their energy is directed inward, focused entirely on achieving personal excellence and meeting their own high benchmarks. You are too busy building your own world to care about where everyone else stands in theirs. Your focus is intense, and your goals require a high-frequency environment. You simply cannot afford to lower your intellectual or emotional bar to accommodate low-level behavior. When you see a lack of integrity, authenticity, or effort, you don't confront it. You simply pivot away. This quiet withdrawal is what is mistakenly labeled as looking down on others, but really, you are just protecting your environment and conserving your most precious resources, your time and your peace. You understand that you become like the people you surround yourself with. Therefore, your choice to associate only with those who uplift, challenge, and inspire you is a strategic act of self-preservation. It is a healthy filtering system. A A stupid man doesn't understand this discipline. He thinks socializing should be easy, automatic, and always available. Your high barrier to entry frustrates him because he believes access should be guaranteed, not earned. When he can't breach your standards easily, he resorts to calling you arrogant. It's easier for him to attack your character than to admit his own efforts fall short of your expectations. This is the difference between a Sigma female's self-respect and their external projection. You are not measuring them. You are measuring the suitability of the interaction for your life. Your high standards are non-negotiable, and they are the very reason for your success. They ensure that the few people you keep close are genuinely valuable. If someone feels judged, it is often because your unwavering commitment to your own principles highlights the compromises they have made in their own lives. You are a mirror, reflecting the difference between those who strive for better and those who comfortably settle. You set the bar high, and you expect the same level of respect and genuine connection you offer. This is not elitism. This is knowing your worth and refusing to accept less than you deserve. Your confidence doesn't need to be loud. It's a silent, unwavering force. Let them call it arrogance. You know it's just excellent self-management. 7. I can change you. Stop. This is peak arrogance, and it reveals a massive power dynamic issue in the person saying it. This phrase implies that your core personality, your independence, and your carefully constructed life choices are flaws that require correction. You don't need changing. You're like perfectly evolved. You are not a fixer-upper, you are the blueprint. A stupid man says this because he finds your self-sufficiency threatening. He sees your strong, defined character and mistakenly views it as raw potential that he can sculpt into something more compliant, something that fits his narrow idea of a suitable partner. He expects you to be malleable. He expects you to compromise your essence for his comfort. This is a profound lack of respect for who you are right now. The Sigma female knows exactly who she is. She has spent years in self-reflection and hard work to become the strong, autonomous woman standing before him. To suggest she needs to be changed is to completely invalidate her journey and her identity. When a man suggests he can change you, he is really saying, I need you to be less powerful so I can feel more comfortable. He is threatened by your refusal to conform to his expectations. Your quiet, unwavering confidence disrupts his need to dominate or guide the relationship. He wants to reduce your complexity to something he can easily manage. This is a form of control masked as affection or ambition. You must never tolerate this. Your refusal to be changed is the hallmark of your integrity. You are authentic, and you live by your own code. Your evolution is driven by internal desire for growth, not external pressure or demands. The right partner will not try to change you. They will celebrate the unique, finished product that you are. They will see your independence as a trait to admire, not a challenge to conquer. They will support your self-defined trajectory, not attempt to reroute it toward their own convenience. The stupid man, however, confuses a dynamic, thinking human being with a personal project. He believes he possesses the superior vision for your life. This reveals his own insecurity. He needs the ego boost that comes from believing he tamed the lone wolf. He needs to feel like he was the defining influence in your transformation. But your transformation is already complete, and it happened entirely without his input. So, when you hear this ridiculous claim, don't engage in a debate. Just file it away as crucial information about his character. It tells you everything you need to know about his shallow understanding of respect and partnership. It is an immediate signal to disengage. You are not meant to fit into someone else's life plan. You are meant to pursue your own. Your destiny is non-negotiable, and your character is final. Your best response is simply to prove him wrong by continuing to thrive, exactly as you are, proving that his need to change you was entirely based on his own limitations. Your perfectly evolved state is your shield against these attempts at control. Stop. This is peak arrogance. You don't need changing. You're like perfectly evolved. We have 2 more major points left. If you want more videos that celebrate Sigma power and call out the nonsense, make sure you subscribe right now so you don't miss the next truth bombs. Let's finish strong. 8. Why don't Sigma females just follow the rules? This question exposes a rigid, uncreative mind that struggles outside of established hierarchies. This can work for you if you're a follower, but you're a Sigma. You write the rules or you ignore them completely. The stupid man adheres slavishly to convention. He believes in the system, the structure, and the status quo, often because he finds comfort and safety in those boundaries. Your ability to operate successfully outside of those predefined lanes is deeply disruptive to his sense of order. He sees you achieving great things by employing unconventional methods, bypassing red tape, and prioritizing efficiency over adherence. This confuses his sense of fairness. He believes success should only come through the approved bureaucratic pathways. Your freedom feels like cheating to him. He doesn't understand that you don't break rules out of rebellion. You ignore them out of logical necessity. If a rule impedes progress, wastes time, or limits autonomy, a Sigma female finds a more effective, elegant solution around it. She uses the system without being enslaved by it. She recognizes that most rules are designed to manage the average, and the Sigma female is anything but average. You are constantly innovating, thinking several steps ahead, and seeing the limitations of existing frameworks. Your approach is always about maximum efficiency and minimal compromise to your personal integrity. When he asks why you don't just follow the rules, he's really asking why you don't limit your own power for his peace of mind. He wants you to fit into a predictable box so he can easily categorize and control you. Your natural tendency toward independent strategy is fundamentally incompatible with his desire for compliance. Your ability to self-govern without needing external authority or validation is terrifying to the person who derives their own sense of worth from their place within the established pecking order. You don't need the approval of the crowd or the institution. Your internal compass is your ultimate guide. The stupid man views this self-reliance as dangerous or chaotic. He relies on external validation to structure his reality. Your quiet competence in navigating life outside the lines suggests that his own reliance on the rules might be unnecessary, or worse, a limitation. This is a cognitive dissonance he attempts to resolve by criticizing your methods. He wants to pull you back into the structure where he feels safe and superior, but you've already figured out the cheat codes to life. You understand that authority is often arbitrary and true power lies in strategic non-compliance. So, let him clutch his rulebook. You will continue to build your empire in the free, unexplored territories beyond the map. Your success is the ultimate answer to his question. You don't follow the rules because you are too busy setting standards. Your independence isn't an anomaly, it's a superior operating system. You are the architect, not the bricklayer. Your refusal to be governed by obsolete norms is exactly what makes you a Sigma. 9. You're going to end up alone. Here's why it's important to laugh at this one. This is the final desperate fear they project onto you. They confuse settling for company with choosing solitude. Solitude is a choice, and it's power. This statement weaponizes the social fear of isolation, assuming that your independent nature will inevitably lead to an unhappy, solitary existence. The stupid man uses this line because he has no other leverage left. He realizes he can't change you, control you, or intimidate you, so he attempts to wound you with the threat of future loneliness. He thinks the Sigma female's greatest fear is dying alone, but her greatest fear is actually living a life that compromises her integrity and freedom. You know the truth. Being with the wrong person is infinitely lonelier than being by yourself. Being perpetually misunderstood, stifled, or forced into a role that doesn't fit is the definition of true loneliness. You have actively chosen the quality of your company, and that includes the company of yourself. You are perfectly content with your own presence, your own thoughts, and your own path. This comment reveals the utter dependence of the speaker. He cannot imagine a fulfilled life that doesn't revolve around a traditional partnership structure. He measures worth by external pairings, while you measure worth by internal peace. Your decision to remain single until you find someone who genuinely elevates your life is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of profound self-respect and patience. It's an act of recognizing your own completeness. You refuse to settle just to quiet the noise of societal expectation. Your willingness to stand alone is proof that you have mastered the art of self-love and self-sufficiency. The only thing you are going to end up with is freedom, peace, and the results of your own hard work. The stupid man needs to believe that your life is incomplete without him or someone like him, because his entire ego structure relies on the belief that women need men for happiness. Your existence dismantles that belief. Your happiness is an internal ecosystem, completely self-sustaining. This assertion that you'll end up alone is the last gasp of a mindset that cannot comprehend self-reliance in a woman. It's a prophecy born of his insecurity, not a realistic prediction of your future. Your standards are high for a reason. You are not looking for someone to complete you, but someone to complement the already extraordinary life you have built. If that person never arrives, you are perfectly fine. If they do, they will be an addition, not a necessity. Your life is defined by conscious choice, not by lack. You choose solitude when the alternatives are toxic or draining. You choose peace over unnecessary compromise. So when they say you'll end up alone, smile and know that you are already living a life of chosen isolation, a life of intentional, powerful solitude. That is a destiny of strength, and it is far superior to a destiny of unhappy compromise. Your independence is your greatest luxury. So here's what happened, the thing you already know. The most empowering part of being a Sigma female isn't the independence itself, it's the reaction. It's the total lack of emotional charge when facing this kind of small-mindedness. When a stupid man says one of these things, the Sigma female doesn't argue. She doesn't feel the need to defend her choices or justify her lifestyle. There's no fire, no dramatic confrontation. She doesn't even get mad. Why waste that precious energy? She has already processed these predictable attacks 1,000 times in her head. Instead, she just gives him that slow, knowing smile, that subtle internal acknowledgement of his limited perspective. That look that says, "Bless your little heart." It's an expression of peace, not pity. It's the moment she realizes that the conversation isn't actually about her. She realizes he's not speaking about her. He's speaking about his own limitations. He is expressing his fear of the unconventional, his dependence on outdated norms, and his struggle with a woman who is truly free. It's like, totally, a moment of peace. You see them for who they are, a person struggling to understand a concept that is far too advanced for them, and you just keep moving forward. That is the true strength. That is the purest independence. You understand that seeking validation from those who fundamentally misunderstand you is a pointless exercise. You don't need to be understood by everyone, only by the right people. Your quiet confidence is your final word. Your life's trajectory is your ultimate rebuttal. So, let's wrap this up. We talked about the 9 ridiculous things men say, things like being too intimidating or needing to be more social. They say them because your independence challenges their worldview. It exposes the fragility of their conventional thinking. They say them because they can't handle a woman who is her own source of happiness and success. They expect the well to run dry without external input. But your well is internal and infinite. But here's how it works for you. Their confusion is your confirmation. Every ridiculous comment they make simply confirms that you are living authentically and successfully outside of their limiting box. It confirms you are on the right path. Your solitude is sacred. It is the fuel for your power. Your standards are non-negotiable. They are the guardians of your peace. You are special because you chose the path less traveled. You chose you. You chose self-sufficiency over conformity, authenticity over accessibility, and peace over partnership just for the sake of it. Remember, your power lies in your quiet refusal to engage in their drama. You are not defined by their expectations. You are defined by your own choices. So tell me, you've heard the 9 myths. What's the dumbest thing a man has ever said to you about your independence? Drop a comment below. Let's share some stories and build a wall of confirmation for every Sigma watching. Let the world know they aren't alone in hearing this nonsense. And if you want to know how a Sigma woman handles a man who finally gets it, the rare man who respects your space and elevates your life, you need to check out my next video, The 5 Secrets to Dating a Man Who Understands Your Sigma Power. It's the guide to recognizing the genuine keepers. Click the link on your screen now. You're not going to want to miss that one. Keep shining, keep thriving, and keep choosing you.